Alrighty folks, welcome back to another stream. Sorry for the delay there. I had updated OBS yesterday and I went to test out one of my other templates in studio mode and found out that one of the animations I have here is just completely broken. I guess the way OBS handles some of its animations has changed from the last version, so I'm gonna have to troubleshoot that later. That's why I took a longer period of time to start. I apologize for that. But yeah, we're going to be following up my Sega PC stream from earlier in the year. Since then, I picked up a bunch of other Sega PC titles, including Virtua Fighter 2, Sega Rally Championship 2, which we have here, Last Bronx, Sega Puzzle Pack, Baku, House of the Dead 2, Ecco the Dolphin, and Manx TT Superbike. So I plan on dabbling with each of those games for a little bit over the course of this stream. I also have Sega Touring Car, which I actually didn't stream last time because it's got copyrighted music, licensed copyrighted music. So I don't know if we're going to play that either, but maybe at the end, if we end up finishing up early, maybe I'll just pop it on and just mute the music or something. I don't know. But yeah, it should be a fun stream. A lot of these are pretty good games. Some of them are not pretty good games, or at least it's not that they're not pretty good games, it's that their conversions aren't that great. But most of the conversions here are pretty solid overall, as Sega PC titles usually were back in the day. Usually they were pretty solid. Last Bronx in particular is actually really interesting because it's got fully polygonal backgrounds that the Saturn version actually doesn't have. So the PC version of that game might actually be the best way to play it at home, which is pretty cool for fans of that game in particular. But we're going to kick things off here today with Sega Rally 2. This is, I don't know, this is probably one of the best of the bunch in my opinion, because not only is this a great port from what I can tell, but it's improved over the Dreamcast version in that if you have a powerful enough computer, the game will run flawlessly, pretty much 60 frames a second all the time, whereas the Dreamcast version has this fluctuating frame rate that's really jarring on the eyes. And also load times are pretty much instantaneous, as you guys will see. It's really cool. It also saves your progress and all that stuff, which is nice and convenient. It's one of the perks of PC gaming. You don't have to wait and have it saved to a memory card or anything like that. It's just instantaneous. Yeah, it looks great too. You know, you can run it at higher resolutions than you can, I'm guessing, on the Dreamcast version. So it's, yeah, really cool stuff. Oh yeah, Sega Bass Fishing. That's another one. I forgot to mention that. We'll play that later too. That's a fun one. So yeah, it should be a good stream. For anyone that has real PC hardware from back in the day and you want to play some old Sega PC titles on it, a lot of them aren't really that expensive. I mean, most of these games probably cost me... well, prices have gone up a little bit, but for the games I have, they were usually about 10 bucks a pop on average, I'd say. A couple of them, some of them were a little bit lower. A couple of them were a little bit higher. So average-wise, I think it was about, you'll be looking at something like 10 bucks a pop for the Sega PC titles. Not too bad, especially given the quality of some of them. Like Sega Rally is awesome, so is Sega Rally 2. Sega Rally 2 is actually less common. I think I had to pay like 15 or maybe even more than that, maybe like 19 for a disc-only copy, because they don't actually pop up very often. But most of the Sega PC titles are pretty common and pretty easy to find, like the fighting games in particular and whatnot. So, but yeah, should be a good stream. So before we jump in here, as usual, I want to give a big shout out to my current Patreon backers. So thanks everyone that is continuing to back my channel via places like Patreon. Big shout out to Robert Hillfinger for backing the channel, actually yesterday. So I got him on the slide. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate your support. Just make sure you're checking Patreon on a weekly or bi-weekly basis to look for early access Let's Plays and things like that. And if anyone is interested in getting my playthroughs early, links are in the description box below. Likewise, thanks to everyone that's been doing recent live stream super chats. Shout out to Stephen Keller, who did one last week, and I hope I didn't miss anybody there, but thanks to everybody else that's been doing super chats. And thanks to all the channel members as well. For anyone curious about channel membership, it's basically a way to support the channel financially, much like on Patreon, except you do it through YouTube instead of Patreon. So if you want to get some playthroughs early there as well as get your name, get a badge by your name on my comment section and my live streams, look into, there's that join button if you want to do that. I don't know. I'm just rambling right now. Let's just stop this. I think I might actually restructure how I do like the Patreon stuff and whatnot in the beginning. Likewise with my Let's Plays, I'm thinking about structuring it to like just like doing it at the end, or just not even doing it and just showing the slides at the end or throughout the stream or something. Just to kind of get into the gameplay a little bit faster. But I don't know. We'll see. I have to think about it. I also don't want to piss off anybody that has been backing the channel for quite a while that likes seeing their names at the beginning of each video. But I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so Sega Rally 2. Lots of options here. We're just going to go ahead and go straight into arcade mode here. Powpuck, I actually have Sonic R, but it crashes on me. I actually can't play it. It really annoyed me. I was planning on doing Sonic R tonight, but we can't do it. Alright, so you got a bunch of different cars to choose from in Sega Rally 2 in arcade mode. And for anyone that's new to Sega Rally, it's a lot like the first game where you only have a couple of courses. You know, it's probably a 5 to 7 minute long experience. Which makes for a good, like, just pick up and play value, but the main meat of the game is in the 10-year championship, which is also really, really challenging. So we're going to probably try arcade mode a couple times. Maybe we'll try a little bit of the 10-year championship. But yeah, lots of cars to choose from. The Delta HF Integral, or Integral, seems to be the best car I've used so far. So we're going to go ahead and stick with that. Let's go ahead and type in our name here. So I'm actually using a PS1 Classic controller on this system, and for anyone curious, I'm actually running all this on an actual computer from back in the day, about year 2000 era machine. Running an Athlon XP 3000 plus CPU with the Radeon 9550 GPU, and about 768 megs of RAM. So for year 2000 or so, it's actually a really beefy machine. And so a lot of these ports actually work really well on it as a result. And then I just run that into a capture card I have, so we can actually basically capture from real hardware. Real classic PC hardware. I wouldn't really call this hardware classic per se. Like, it's old, but it's not like a 386 or 486 DX2 or something like that. But it is really solid for Windows 95 and Windows 98 gaming, and it's definitely been my favorite way to play a lot of these games more recently. So, yeah, Sega Rally 2. Really fun game. I first played this on Dreamcast. It was an arcade game, but I've never seen it in the arcades, actually. The Dreamcast version, while I enjoyed it, it was, again, like the frame rate fluctuated a lot. So it would jump from 30 to 60 FPS all over the place, and so it was definitely very inconsistent. And but the PC version here on this machine is just awesome. It's just so good. Now, what I'm going to have to do sometime is take a lot of these games and try to run them on my Windows 10 machine, and just to see like what is compatible on a modern system. Like, I want to say Sega Rally 2 might actually work on a modern system, but I need to try it out just to see. And then once I figure that out, I'll make like a community post or something on YouTube, so you guys know. For those of you guys interested in playing some ports of these Sega games, because if this works on Windows 10, then this is definitely a must-buy for Sega racing fans. This is definitely the ideal way to play it on a home system, or a home platform, I should say. Oh man, I'm just not doing well to start. Sega Rally 2 to just even it's 4 courses on arcade mode, so it's very short. We're already almost halfway through arcade mode, and you know, to actually finish it, not to mention just ranking high, you pretty much have to race perfectly. Like, you can't touch any wall, and I've already touched walls twice, unfortunately. Alright, this course is, for me, the toughest because since we're on snow and ice, you're just constantly drifting. and it's very challenging. So you've got to lead into your corners pretty early. And if you've never played Sega Rally, it's all about the power sliding. You're just slipping and sliding all over the place. And honestly, it takes a while to get used to with all the slipping and sliding. But this course in particular really exemplifies that style of gameplay. It's just, oh, and I just went off the course. That's bad. There's just, yeah, all the slipping and sliding you do on the earlier tracks is just amplified on this course right here. And for the longest time, this is as far as I could get. And we've only got 10 seconds left. I don't know if we're going to actually finish the course. Yeah, and I'm not doing... Oh, well, we're going to finish it. I'm not actually doing as well as I normally do. Normally, I'm in like 6th or 7th by this course. But we're at rank 9. So we're probably not going to get too far here on stage 4. But yeah, it's a very simple experience, but it's also quite challenging. You know, like I said, I've been, you know, playing this game on and off, just, you know, every now and then, oops, on console, since the Dreamcast era, probably, you know, 99, 2000. And up until just recently, I'd never made it past Course 3. And, earlier this week, I actually managed to finish it for the first time, which is cool. So I want to get better at the game, because it is a lot of fun, and it's not really a big time commitment. You know, you can jump in, give it a couple tries, and not really have burned a lot of time, which is pretty cool. So for the hairpin turns, you always have to brake, and that's something I need to get warmed up to again. This is the first game I've played of the day, and I woke up just about an hour ago, so my brain is still warming up as well. But we'll see what we can do here. So, hairpin, always want to brake. That was probably a little too hard. And I don't think we're going to make it. 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, just barely. We actually cleared it after we hit 0. We just drifted across the finish line. So we technically beat the game, which is cool. Wonder if this would benefit from an analog stick. Probably. I would assume so. I did not get my handbrake mapped, no. But yeah, Sega Rally 2. Good way to start the stream. Especially with the ending. Show music track. Shows off the credits and everything. Yeah, total time 4 minutes 30 seconds. It's crazy how short a full run of this is. It's shorter than Outrun. Gary, you're at high 70s until next Wednesday. That's crazy, man. I am a little jealous. It got really cold here this week. Not like, I don't even think it went under freezing, but you know, we were sitting around 75 to 80 degrees on average. Just like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. And then this week it was like, it went down to like 40 or maybe 30s. It might have gone down the high 30s one night. You know, that's just a really jarring transition. It's not like I really mind that cold weather. It's just the transition going from like 80 to, you know, high 30s. It's pretty ridiculous. It's very, it's a very harsh transition. You know, normally you know, growing up I was really used to, you know, the weather changing gradually. It just wasn't like an overnight thing like it has been recently. And, yeah, so that's been a little aggravating. And I bumped into that wall. Not good. Bumping into the walls really slows you down quite a bit. Hey, Tony. Yeah. Game over, yeah. Hey, Joseph, what's going on? I should have gone through the chat, actually, and said hi to everybody. I apologize for not doing that today. I guess I've just woken up, my brain's not quite working. Alright, so I found on this part, it's always good to brake. And then just kind of slide around this corner. Yeah, again, we are using a D-pad, but it actually works surprisingly well in this game. Once you get the hang of it. It takes a little while to get used to, but it does actually work out pretty well. There we go. Much better than last time. Oh, hit the wall again. I think, yeah, man. You've really got to put some serious practice into this game, by the way. If you, like, I just messed up again. Like, if you want to get through the courses without touching the walls and keep up, you know, at a brisk pace, you really have to practice these courses. Learn the turns. And I have not done a whole lot of that. I've done a little bit of it. I actually probably did about 20 runs of this earlier this week. Attempted runs. Which, you know, given how short the main arcade mode is, it's, you know, that's actually not a lot of time. Especially when I would restart halfway through or get a game over on course 3 or something like that. So the big idea, I guess, is to just drift around corners and make sure you're touching the inner part of the turn as close, or hugging the inner part of the turn as close to it as you can. And that's, yeah, hit 2 walls, not good. There we go, much better that time. We're in 8th place right now. Nice, 7th. Awesome. Okay, good. Bossenberg uses the D-pad for all his racing games. Right on.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, Tony, it looks really nice on PC. Definitely, man. And you're going to notice that for a bunch of these titles that we played tonight. You know, House of the Dead 2, Sega Bass Fishing, anything that was on Dreamcast in particular looks really sharp. I mean, the Saturn stuff looks really sharp too, because a lot of it runs at higher resolution than the actual Saturn version. Alright, 6th place. So we're probably going to end up in 6th or 5th. Maybe if we're lucky we'll get 4th, but 4th is the highest I've been able to get. Which I'm guessing means I'm going to have to start playing in manual transmission, as well as, you know, learning the courses a little bit better. Not touching any walls. Keeping my speed up as high as I can. Alright, 4th. And that's it. You know, so that's about as good as I've done in this game. The 8-bit 2 mouse? Yeah, Leo. It doesn't look very hand-friendly. That's... Yeah, I agree. Thanks, Brandon. Yeah, as far as using a D-pad with racing games, for me it depends on the game. If it's an old PS1 and Saturn era racing game where there wasn't really an analog stick at the time, without like a custom controller like the Negcon or something, then yeah, I always go for the D-pad. But for games that were later on, like on Dreamcast or PS2 or even N64, where they were all clearly designed with the analog in mind, like I always use the analog stick. Ridge Racer 5 on PS2 is kind of an exception. I use the D-pad on that. When I fired up Ridge Racer 7 a couple weeks ago on PS3, I actually used the D-pad on that too. But I actually eventually learned to switch to the analog, and I just use the analog sticks now. Thing about a game like Ridge Racer 7 is like you want to be constantly like leaning into a turn, and it's really hard to do that smoothly with the D-pad. But with Ridge Racer 5, it never really bothered me. All right. Alright, let's go back. You know, I'm gonna call it that for Sega Rally 2, because we've got a bunch of games to play, and so we will swap games out. I've never actually messed around with the 10-year championship, so I don't want to jump into it without really knowing what it entails. I think it's just, well, yeah, I don't want to, well, never mind. Alright. Okay, so we'll kind of go back and do something a little bit older than that. So we'll switch over to Virtua Fighter 2. Now, Virtua Fighter 2, unfortunately, I have to use the keyboard for this. It doesn't seem to like my PS1 Classic controller. It recognizes it, but it doesn't let me press down or right. It lets me do everything else except down or right. So the game is kind of unplayable. You get a limited car selection at the start, and you unlock more each year. Okay, right on. So I did set my crop for Sega Rally. So some of these games might have borders or black areas on various sides of the screen. But yeah, this version of Virtua Fighter 2 looks really nice. I'd say even better than the Saturn version. But I'm guessing it probably basically mostly is the Saturn version, or it's based on it. Like, it still has the flat backgrounds and whatnot. It doesn't have the polygonal backgrounds that the arcade version does. Yeah, Carlos, definitely do it, man. It's a solid controller. That's what I use when I want to play games where I want to use the analog sticks. And then I don't mind a 360 D-pad, personally, so... yeah, it's a good little flexible controller. Alright, so let's hit enter. And, I'll show you the options here. Yeah, version 2.0, 2.1. Let's see. So if you want to change video settings, you actually have to hit one of the F keys. So we press F3 and we go up here to screen mode. And this is where you get a lot more options. So you can turn interlacing on if you want. We're running it at... why is it at 16? Huh, I wonder why it was at 8-bit. That was weird. I'm finding with some of my settings here, it doesn't seem to save them, which is really odd. So, okay, so yeah, there we go. High level background, stage quality high, model kind, Model 2. So I guess they're pretty much on par with the Model 2 board. Shading on, and there we go. I don't know why I turned all that stuff off. It definitely has an issue with saving settings for sure. But yeah, let's go ahead. It's got the portrait mode too. I don't remember if that was in the Saturn version or not. I remember they had these portrait discs you could buy on the Sega Saturn back in the day. I don't know if that's what the portrait mode is here, or if it's just something else. I have loaded it up, and it just shows portraits of the characters, and you know, it's got like a slideshow and whatnot. It's interesting, I guess. And actually, jeez. We have to actually reset. I have to actually change my controls. Because I don't think it saved my controls either. So, key assign, one player, keyboard, WSAD, BNM. Start is tab. Oh my god. Okay. So I have to hit tab to start with player 1. Okay. So one thing I really don't like about this version of the game is it's not very intuitive in terms of setting up controls and stuff like that. But yeah, Virtua Fighter 2. I always play as Pi. I never experimented with many characters in Virtua Fighter 2. I mainly experimented with characters in Part 1 back when I got that game on the 32X. Hey, Samanosuke! I don't think I've seen you here on YouTube before, man. Welcome. Samanosuke is a Twitcher. And yeah, it was actually, he gave me the idea to check out Last Bronx on PC, and so I ended up ordering a copy. And, so, yeah, he's mentioning that this is a weird port. It has options to use arcade versions models, but not the 3D backgrounds. Last Bronx has the option to use the 3D backgrounds, which is really cool. It's actually not even an option. I think it's just baked in. Oh, just trying to do like, I know Pi can do a kind of a backflip kick like Sarah just did there.
Fight! 2, ready, go!
Yeah, it still looks pretty good overall, though. I mean, I'm also playing on the CRT PC monitor, so it actually looks really good in person. Nice and sharp, very crisp. Probably doesn't look as good on the upscale through the capture card, but it still looks solid from what I'm seeing here.
Fight! 2, ready, go! KO!
Yeah, so the arcade version of this would have like an overpass that goes overhead. It's a really cool effect, and you're actually technically floating on a raft on the fight. It's really cool. Would have been really nice if they implemented that on this version, but they didn't, unfortunately. Three patchoulis.
Fight! 2, ready, go! KO!
Alright, just skip through that.
Ready,
I'm not sure what the version differences are between 2.0 and 2.1. I'm gonna guess 2.1 in the arcade was a later revision that fixed some bugs, maybe did some rebalancing. But yeah, I don't know exactly what they entail.
KO!
I don't make it a habit to fight.
Delay between moves like the first one. It is a little bit snappier in that regard. Characters, you know, there's definitely not as much. Everything's just faster in this game.
Fight! 3, ready, go!
And with Virtua Fighter 2 in particular, this is kind of like, you can kind of start to see where the series was going in terms of speed. Ending up in games like Virtua Fighter 4, and I'm gonna guess Virtua Fighter 5 as well, but I never actually played Part 5. But Virtua Fighter 4, there's a lot of Virtua Fighter 2 there in that game, in terms of speed and whatnot. This still isn't quite that fast, but, you know, you can tell they started going in that direction with this game.
Fight! 2, ready, go! KO!
あなたには空風が足らないわ。
Fight! 1, ready, go!
Ow. So, with, you know, Pi's got basic combos.
Fight! 2,
Punch, punch, kick. Punch, 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 kick. Punch, 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 down kick. There we go. And then, with most characters in the game, if not all of them, when a character is on the ground, you can press up and punch to do sort of like a lunging attack onto them as they're on the ground. And then you can also get up close to them and do down forward and punch, which will allow you to just punch them on the ground. That's better if you think they're going to try to roll or something. You can try to get up close and, you know, take a couple points of life off of them. But yeah, Virtua Fighter, if you never played it, it's a very unique feeling game. I'm still, even all these years later, not super used to it. I'm more used to, when it comes to 3D fighters, I'm definitely more used to Tekken now. Like with Tekken, you can pretty much always hit the opponent. Like if they try to roll towards you, you can hit them while they're rolling. You can't really, or not really, that's actually a bad example. It's in Virtua Fighter, like as characters are getting up, like they can't really be hit as they're getting up. Like your attacks will just go right through them. Whereas in Tekken, you can. So in that game, I feel like you actually have to worry more about like which way you're gonna roll and where you're gonna go, because you can get hit on the, you know, as you get back up. And we're out. And there's no floor.
Fight! 1, ready, go!
Hey Jules, playing with Pi is a piece of cake. But yeah, Pi is definitely, I think, one of the easier characters to use that I've tried. Thanks to her simple, you know, simple combos. But every character in the game has a lot of just, you know, singular moves. Like, Pi's got, just down and kick does that, which is actually good. Standing kick does that. Back and kick does that. Back and punch. I thought she had a, maybe it's down back punch or something like that. Let's see. No. That one. Down forward punch does that. So, lots of like little poke attacks and things like that that you want to do to mix up your strings. Mix up your attack patterns.
Fight! 3, ready, go!
Now, every character has got, you know, various grapples and throws and whatnot. Throws are very, very strong in this game. Medium kicks like that, you have to stand and block. I was trying to duck and block. And that's the other thing about this game, is everything is so fast. Like, I find it difficult to, like, you know, block appropriately. Some characters have sort of parries, kind of like that.
Fight! 2, ready, go!
Just like that. Oh man. He got turned around for some reason. That was kind of weird.
Fight! 1. Ready! Go!
Now, ending my combos with that spin kick is actually really risky, because if they block it, there's a lot of delay. Or I'm left wide open, basically. And so he could just rush right in and then throw me. Oh, I got lucky there.
Fight! 2. Ready! Go!
Oops.
Fight! 3. Ready! Go!
And the AI gets better as you play through the game. So my simple, 4-string combos aren't going to work anymore.
Fight! 1. Ready! Go!
So this is where like the single player campaign starts to become much more difficult. His medium kick always wrecks me. There we go. Ugh. So fast.
Fight! 2. Ready! Go! KO! Fight! 3. Ready! Go!
Oh, that's just messed up, man.
Fight! 1. Ready! Go!
I'm not gonna let you have this one.
Ring out!
This is ring out.
Fight! 2. Ready! Go!
Hard to block in this game. I mean, it takes practice, Mario. So you can either block high or block low. And some attacks, like that medium kick, you have to block standing. And, you've got to get decent with that.
Fight! 3.
But blocking itself isn't hard because, like, you just hold down the block button. That's it. It's nothing magical to it. It's kind of like Mortal Kombat in that there is a separate block button. Wow, lucky.
Fight! 1. Ready! Go!
Interesting seeing Jackie as one of the last characters you fight because he's usually one of the first in Virtua Fighter 1, if not always the first. I think Virtua Fighter 1 had the same route with every character you played, actually. Virtua Fighter 2, I believe it changes up.
Fight! 2. Ready! Go! KO!
They keep falling for the rising kick, or the wake-up kick.
Fight! 1. Ready! Go!
Oh.
KO! Fight! 2. Ready! Go!
Adam, yeah, we are doing 2.1, yeah.
KO! Fight! 3. Ready! Go!
As someone that's not really a Virtua Fighter aficionado, I have no idea what the differences are. And I'm guessing there are various balance differences. I don't know if there are any extra moves or anything.
KO.
あなたには空風が足らないわ。
Fight. 1. Ready. Go. KO. Fight. 2. Ready. Go. KO.
Nice. Alright, are we gonna fight Doral? Or Doral?
あなたには空風が足らないわ。
Ready. Go.
Oh, we're underwater. Oh, that's a twist. Man, I haven't been here in a long time.
KO. Fight. 2.
Yeah, Carlos, I would definitely say Tekken's more lenient, but there's also, you know, it also feels very different. And Tekken's very focused on longer air juggles and things like that. There's a, you know, the way the games handle various elements are pretty different from one another, despite, you know, both being early, you know, polygonal 3D fighting games. Commentator voice sounds like the one in Wii Sports Golf. I have no idea, Tony. You'll have to look it up. So yeah, that's the PC version of Virtua Fighter 2. I know there's more I could show off. We'll probably just switch games. Yeah, Dudley. I do feel that too. Virtua Fighter feels a little more like Dead or Alive, and vice versa. This is a creative way of, there we go. Getting your initials in. Oh, you press guard and then, okay, I see. That's a really awesome way of doing that. I like that. Very creative.
Game over. Congratulations.
Well, they are fast-paced, Carlos. Dead or Alive in particular is extremely fast-paced, and, you know, that's always been a problem for me, but, again, it's like, I don't know, it's the way both games handle that I don't care for as much as the Tekken games. And I used to not like Tekken either, but, you know, I started playing that in arcades a long time ago, and, you know, it really started to click with me, and, you know, I started playing more competitively on it, and it just... You know, once I kind of understood, you know, how the game worked, it just kind of clicked and felt more natural to me. Alright, I'll let this roll out, and then we'll probably switch to something else. With some of these games, there's not going to be a whole lot for me to show off. Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, let's see. Let's just make sure there's nothing else interesting here. Yeah, we got expert mode, ranking mode, team battle mode, watch mode. And then that's pretty much it. So, this is the portrait mode. And it plays, I think it plays some music in the back. Does it play music? No, it doesn't. I'm not hearing any music. Not much. But okay, that is pretty much it for that. Let's go ahead and switch to a different game. Alrighty. Alright, so I have one other fighting game. I will save that for a little bit later. Alright, this one I'm actually really disappointed about. I actually even bought this one like brand new sealed because it was like, I think it was like 20 or 30 bucks. Big box, brand new sealed and everything. And I installed the game and you can't go full screen with it. You have to play it in a tiny ass window. It's very, very disappointing because I really love the Saturn and arcade versions of this game. I was expecting the PC version to pretty much be exactly the same, and it is not. And that is Baku Baku. If any of you want the PC version to Baku Baku, don't buy it. Now, there might be a patch that I can get that might make it go full screen. I haven't looked into it, but there are some other issues with it as well. Oh, yeah. Like having to set my desktop to 256 colors. Which is annoying. Alright. Let's go ahead and try this again. So yeah, look at this magnificent window here. So, yeah, no full screen options or anything. Nothing mentioned about it in the manual. Absolutely nothing, unfortunately. So, but just to make your life easier, or more enjoyable anyway, I've created a zoomed in template. So, unfortunately, it's going to look pretty blurry because we're taking an image that's probably 320 by 240 and, you know, just zooming in on it. So we'll do a round or two of this just so you guys can see it. Why is this so small, Sega? What were you thinking? Alright, so let's go ahead and do arcade mode. And here we go. So if you've never played Baku Baku, okay, how am I supposed to move? Anyone? And it doesn't even tell you what the controls are. Yeah, it's just an absolutely terrible port of the game. It doesn't tell you what the controls are. You can't go full screen. Yeah, it's X, C, and V. A rotates. You gotta be kidding me, man. I've got like both hands layered on top of each other. This is ridiculous, man. Let's try this again. Yeah, so A and S, and then C, V, and B. No, it's X. Oh, jeez. Okay, so You basically have animal heads, and then you have foods that they like to eat. So dogs, it's bones. Rabbits, it's carrots. Pandas, it's bamboo leaves, or bamboo in general. And then monkeys, it's bananas. And I'm still trying to wrap my head around these controls. Like, these controls are absolutely terrible. So, what I should have done for this is actually hooked up my GamePort controller into my sound card. So I could actually, it's Q and A. Oh my god. What were they thinking? But yeah, Baku Baku is actually a really, really fun puzzle game. It's one of my favorites from that era that a lot of people don't really ever talk about. And bad controls in this version aside, you know, when you get the hang of it, it's still a really fun game. But I do not recommend playing the PC version. It's way too much trouble. So kind of like something like, I don't know, Columns or Puyo Puyo or something like that. You want to try to build up chains. There we go. See, kind of like that. Yeah, the other thing about the PC version is that it's missing so many of the backgrounds and graphics from the arcade game and Saturn game. So, again, if you want to play this game, play it on Saturn or emulate the arcade version or something like that. It's such a better experience. This is also a great two-player game. It's very, very fun in two players. It's fairly fast-paced. You can build combos really quickly in this game. Alt-Enter does not work on this. Trust me, I have tried that. There's one little chain right there. Dog and the monkey. Okay, now I've got the controls down. It's a little bit better, but it's still not great. Remember, I'm looking at this in a very, very tiny screen size. Okay, here's gonna be a good chain right here. Boom, dog. Monkey into rabbit. There we go, another good chain. And as you can see, the bigger the chain, then the more blocks get dropped in the opponent's playfield. And that's it. Yeah, that is Doral. Look at that. This was not on Dreamcast, no. It was Sega Saturn only. Or Sega Saturn and PC only. Actually, no, that's not true. I believe there's a Sega Game Gear version as well. And it's entirely possible that version might have been ported to Master System in some place like Brazil. I don't know. I'm just speculating. But just pretend like those versions don't exist. Just play the Saturn one. It's an awesome version of the game. Nice. Oh, nice. Oh, that wasn't good. All right. That is Tiny Window Baku Baku. just a major missed opportunity, if you ask me. Yeah, and I'm actually kind of regretting buying the game because, you know, all the other Saturn to PC ports have been really solid. I was expecting Baku Baku to be pretty much just like the other ones. Like, it's going to be just like the Sega Saturn version, which is great. That's really all you want because it's basically the arcade version. But nope, it's not. It's very, very disappointing. So... time for some House of the Dead 2. All right.
The House of the Dead.
Ah, what are you doing?
Shoot outside of the screen.
The black border on the side was just getting to my OCD. Alright, so this is the PC version of House of the Dead 2. Let's check out our options here. Alright. Looks like that's pretty much it. We'll do 3 continues. We'll sort of like minimize it. And then this should use the mouse. And I wanted to make sure that the graphic settings were kind of maxed out. I don't know if they are. But yeah. This is actually the game I bought with my Dreamcast back in the day on $99.99. Liked it a lot back in the day. That actually doesn't look. Hold on, I wanna check something real quick. Let's go to exit. Okay. Let's go ahead and quit. I think there's actually a separate settings menu. I just want to make sure everything is set up right. Sega House of the Dead. Oh, that's. I know what part of the problem is. We're still in 256 color mode. I don't think this game takes advantage of 32-bit color, so I'm not gonna set it to that. let's do that first. So we did that, and now let's check out, yeah, config. Okay, it's just controls. Okay, I thought there were graphics settings, but apparently not. So, okay, cool.
The house of the dead. The house of the
Yeah, it looks pretty much the same. Nothing special. It's okay.
We're meeting G over
Yeah, I was looking at some of the textures, and they're, you know, they're not filtered. So yeah, for those of you guys that haven't played this, it's a light gun game, but on PC you can control it with a mouse. Which is better than the Dreamcast D-pad. Which is how I had to play it when I first bought the game. So there are lots of alternate pathways in this game too, which is what gives it its replay value. Okay, I only have to click the right mouse button once to reload.
James, I tried. Don't underestimate the enemy. James, take this. Harry and Amy are coming to back us up.
Why would you want to use a stick, Office? That's less accurate than a D-pad, dude. You're more likely to miss than you are to hit with an analog stick. Moving a cursor around the screen. It did have light gun support, though. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure you could still use the analog on House of the 2 Dreamcast, but you wouldn't want to do that. It's not good for a really fast, accurate movement.
There was nothing we could do.
You're much more likely to overshoot or undershoot. Ooh, that was close. So D-pad controls in House of the Dead, along with Virtua Cop, not just House of the Dead, you would have a speed up button, so yeah, sorry Office, 20 bucks says you're probably terrible with an analog stick at games like these. No offense or anything. Not a first-person shooter. You know, you're literally moving a cursor around the screen, so to be super fast and accurate with it, I'm not buying it. Not that a D-pad is great, but a D-pad is more precise. It is an on-rail shooter, yes. That's what they call these. On-rail shooters. Light gun games always tend to be on-rail shooters. Yeah, on the Dreamcast, supposedly because of Columbine, Sega didn't release an official light gun in North America. So you had to buy a third-party light gun, which I actually never did back in the day. So all the light gun games on Dreamcast I did play with the D-pad, which was not ideal, but yeah, it was still, they were still fun. Jeez, man. All right. Enter. That's one continue.
James.
Amy! Harry!
Thank God you're all right.
Time Crisis is a Lycon game, yeah. But it's got the duck and cover mechanic, which kind of changes things up quite a bit.
James, go and prevent confusion in the city.
Okay.
Let's meet at Sunset Bridge.
House of Dead and Virtua Cop are a little more simplistic, but they're still a lot of fun. I prefer the Virtua Cop games, personally. House of the Dead has always felt like, you know...
Time they made a move.
I don't know, it always felt like there was more going on in Virtua Cop. Like, there would be scenes in Virtua Cop where you'd have like 6 or 7 enemies on screen at once.
Need to hurry.
House of the Dead feels very, well, scripted's not the right way to put it, because Virtua Cop is also technically scripted. All these games are.
If only I'd noticed
But
sooner.
in this game, a lot of times you're fighting just a couple enemies at once, and that's usually it.
There are more inside.
You could say it's maybe more cinematic. I don't know. Not really sure how to say it. Come on. So I just shot the cat. I don't know if that actually takes me to a different route. But yeah, you also have a flashlight, which is pretty cool. House of Dead 2 was a really impressive looking game, though, when it came out. Along with the first one.
Need to hurry.
So as this being my first Dreamcast game back in the day, I was just blown away by the jump in graphical quality from PS1 and N64 to Dreamcast. You know, at the time of its release, it was like, man, it can't get much better than this. But of course it did, eventually. Yeah, some of the enemies are so tanky, too, which is annoying.
Thanks for saving me.
Green Blood was a censorship choice.
Get back!
Can we get to Sunset
I don't know.
Bridge this way?
Did House of the Dead always have Green Blood, or was it... did it also have Red Blood in certain versions? I don't remember. Adam played Typing of the Dead before he ever played this. I still haven't played Typing of the Dead. I actually wanted to buy a copy for this stream, but I never got around to it. We'll probably eventually do another follow-up Sega PC game stream, because there's still quite a few more games I want to pick up.
Saving my life.
Like, I want to get Bug and Bug 2. For instance. Typing of the Dead would be good. Getting a patch for Sonic CD would be nice, so we can go full screen on that. I know Sega has like a kart racer on PC apparently that they published. I do have Crazy Taxi, but unfortunately it doesn't run very well on this machine for some reason. Very odd, because Sega Rally 2 runs perfectly. I feel like it's just a bad port. This PC is way more powerful than a Dreamcast. So it's just a bad port of the game. Well, an unoptimized port, I should say. It probably runs fine on more powerful machines running Windows XP.
James.
Amy, Harry, the chaos of the city's increasing.
Well, it's about that. It seems like Goldman.
Yeah, no, Adam, I just buy the PC games, man, because I run them on original hardware. It's just easier for me that way. And I build a small PC. Well, it's actually a kind of a large PC collection now. Yeah, most of the games you see me play here on PC, I'm using the original discs for all these. Actually, all these Sega PC games, I actually own the original discs. Carlos, you can't run Steam on Windows 98, Carlos. FYI. So what do you think? Windows 95 or Windows 98? Hell, you can't even really run it on XP anymore. You have to do workarounds to get games to work on that. This boss has always been a pain. It's always been very difficult to hit him while he's in the air. You have to hit him when his chest is open, but it'll look like I've hit him, but it won't actually register as a hit. I'm not really a huge fan of how some like the collision detection works in this game. I mean, Adam, I can play it on Dreamcast too, dude. I have a GDEMU, so it's like, and I'm pretty sure I have a Dreamcast keyboard.
Don't care who it is, no one's gonna.
So I mean, I can also do it that way. I don't have to play it on PC. I actually used to own it on Dreamcast when I had my full collection, but you know, when I sold that, I just never even got around to playing the game.
It's me, Goldman.
Stop running ahead of yourself, Carlos. Slow down, Carlos. Slow down. We're not going anywhere, Carlos. You can tell your brain to not think at 3,000, miles a second.
James, back me up. Okay.
Looks like we've got one credit left. Oh, come on.
Are you all right, James?
Now they're kicking me in the face.
Yeah, I'm hanging on.
Help me! Thanks for saving me.
What are you doing in the water? Yeah, so for those guys that have never played House of Dead 2, the voice acting in this is quality. And we've also got Sega Bass Fishing here. The voice acting in that is just as phenomenal.
Thanks for saving me.
Yes, this is Amy. Yes. Yes. It seems that Goldman left a message for us.
What? From Goldman?
Well, he says that he'll be waiting at the Coliseum on the north side of the city.
The Coliseum? Might be a trap. But let's go on.
Gary, man, Deadly, I'm glad you're enjoying it, dude. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I wasn't able to get to it before October. And then when October happened, I had to do all Halloween stuff.
James! Over there! Don't come!
Let's hurry.
But yeah, Adam, yeah, I've seen videos and screenshots of the game too, and it looks like it's a lot of fun. Typing of the Dead. I've always wanted to play it, I've never prioritized it.
Jane, you go from the underground passage. We'll go this way.
Okay.
I'll call you when something happens.
Don't kill me! Help!
My friends went inside. But they're not back yet. I told them not to go. What is it?
I will say some of the graphics might not actually even look as good in the PC version. Because the Dreamcast version, like, I remember these guys having sort of like a shiny texture to them. At least I feel like that's what it was like. I don't know. Sneaky. He charged up and then the other guy attacked me.
I'll get you.
Oh, it took another hit. There we go, we got it. Just barely. Crestline has to leave. I didn't even know you were here, Crestline.
James, come quickly. Something terrible is happening.
I feel like you're doing this on purpose, Crestline.
What happened, Amy?
But hi, Crestline. Bye, Crestline. Yeah, Tony, it is a fun game. It's very challenging.
All we need to do is wait.
I don't know if I like how the challenge is implemented.
What happened to
I
Amy
definitely,
and Harry?
I don't know. I feel like House of the Dead 1 is a bit better, a little bit better balanced. We played that on the first Sega PC stream earlier in the year. Xenocrisis?
Don't kill me!
Aw. I tried shooting the zombie in the head, but I hit the human. You did miss Sega Rally 2, yeah. That was the first thing we played. Hey, Akella! Welcome back. Yeah, we talked about Xenocrisis last week, so I'm not going to talk about it now, but I need to put more time into it. But my, I don't know, I seem to be one of the few out there that is not all that thrilled about the game, but I do need to put more time into it. Yeah, so we'll do that soon.
The House of the Dead.
The House of the Dead. I wonder what training mode is. I know Virtua Cop has a unique training mode. Aquas was playing Xenocrisis the other day.
Ready? Go!
Don't kill me!
Don't come.
No! Help me!
Cause no! Aww.
Failed. Ready? Go!
Don't kill me!
Don't come.
No! Help me! Help me! Don't kill me! No!
Ah.
Ready? Go!
Don't kill me!
Yeah, it's easy to accidentally click through these menus by accident.
Don't come.
That was redundant.
No! Help me! Help
Alright. Training 2. John distinctly remembers this mode being the only mode of the Dreamcast demo. I didn't even know there was a demo for this game.
Ready, go!
I'm out.
Failed.
Oh, yeah, destroy him within 30 shots. That's what I figured. Okay. Oh, cool, we got it.
Success!
Yeah, we have a lot of collectors that watch his channel Office, so they might buy multiple copies. Destroy all barrels within the time limit.
Ready,
10 seconds, okay.
go! Time's up. Success!
Success! Get the golden frog with a single shot.
Ready, go!
Got it.
Success!
These are pretty basic, but still pretty fun. Destroy the boss from Chapter 1 using only rapid fire. Huh? Okay.
Ready, go! Success!
Shoot all enemies that appear.
Ready, go! Failed.
Close enough. That was a success in my book.
The house of the dead.
Yeah, so you got boss mode, original mode. Original mode, I think, like, you can equip weapons and stuff like that. So I guess our strength is increased, and then our clip should be bigger, I guess?
G over there. Please be safe, G. How could anyone... G!
Yeah, it's nice I can actually skip through some of these cutscenes. Neither do I, but we all will eventually.
Don't come! Don't come! Go away!
Oh, you didn't even touch her.
Gee, blood spots.
Well, at least you've just confirmed G doesn't have green blood like everything else does. Chamber +2 obtained. Okay. Ow. I like the idea of getting upgrades in a game like this. Because these games can be pretty brutal when you're just, you know, left to your starting devices and that's it. Simon Belmont Amiibo releases tomorrow. Okay. Thanks for the heads up on that. I might actually get that.
Thank you. Please take this.
How much is House of Dead 1 on the Saturn worth? I think at least $100. Maybe more. Probably a lot more these days, actually. Unless you're talking the Japanese version, it's... I don't really know what it's at, but it used to be a $20 or $30 game. Japanese. Might have gone up a little bit. And don't buy House of the Dead on Saturn unless you're collecting. It's a bad version of the game. Like seriously, you've got way better things you can spend your money on. Richter Amiibo win. I'd buy that too. Yeah, come on. It did not, Deadly. It only came out on Saturn and PC.
Harry,
Thank God you're alright.
Slapping,
what the
welcome
hell's
back.
going on in this city?
Don't know, but it's very similar.
That always cracks me up. The zombie just flies onto the front. He's so...
How could anyone do this? If only I'd noticed sooner.
There are more inside.
Yeah, I mean, House of Dead Arcade is awesome. House of the Dead Saturn, not so awesome. It was definitely a system that the game should not have been ported to. It would have been better for them to save it for the Dreamcast.
What's gonna happen to the city?
Alright, see you, Jules.
We need to hurry. Help me!
Yeah, so again, House of Dead 2 has a lot of different alternate pathways. Accessing them, I think, depends on whether you save or kill certain humans, kill certain enemies, find various secret items. I know you can hit the cats in certain places.
Help! Help!
It's pretty bad, Christopher. It's pretty bad. I mean, yeah, it's a playable game. If you like your Lycon games nice and sluggish and choppy frame rates and fugly visuals, then by all means, you know, have at it. But life's too short for poor conversions of House of the Dead. Oh, come on! I wish this game was more violent, too. Like, come on, you can't just run up to a human, like, slap them on the back, and then call them dead. You need to, like, rip their heads off or something, make it believable. Oh, I just realized my my clip wasn't doubled. It was only given an extra 2 bullet slots. That's it. When it said clip times 2, I thought it meant it was doubling the size of it. Oh, come on. House of Dead on Wii, that's just House of Dead 2 and 3. Does not have part 1 on it. But yeah, it is really solid for sure. I don't know if it is or if it isn't, but I always assumed that the Wii version was just a port of the Xbox game. Because the Xbox game also had House of the Dead 2 bundled in it. Which is something I think people usually forget about on that version. Have I played the Wii Lycon games on stream? I have not, no. Not a single one, actually. And I don't... Aside from Link's crossbow training and... Oh, I thought I had another one. I actually don't have many Wii Lycon games. I actually do want to do Link's crossbow training. I thought that was really fun. I like that a lot. I did play the Umbrella Chronicles when it came out, but even though I beat the game, I don't know. It didn't really mesh with me. I didn't really like it that much. It felt really slow and sluggish. But I've heard House of Dead Overkill is pretty cool, but I've never played it. Yeah, I don't really feel like taking the time to do that slapping. You can cough modded Wii all day long, but my time is limited. And modding my consoles and downloading all the ISOs and transferring them over, it's not my idea of fun. So one thing when it's like NES or Super Nintendo or Genesis, where you can just download a full ROM set in about 5 seconds, and then you're done. But once you start getting into ISO territory, it becomes a much more time-consuming endeavor.
No one's gonna get away with this.
I mean, if one day someone hooks me up with a console that's pre-modded with all that stuff on it, I would gladly take it, but I don't really feel like spending the time to do that.
It's been a while.
Especially when I'm not going to use it very often. Because I don't play that generation of games all that often to begin with. It's like I don't even play the games I currently own, which is quite a few.
James?
Not problem solved, because I don't watch episodes of Captain N. And I don't usually watch television while I work.
Thanks for saving me.
I should probably switch games, actually, because, you know, while we've got different upgrades and stuff like that, it's just very subtle. It's not making this a significantly different experience over the main arcade game. How about this, Slapping? You go use your modded Wii and stream all those games for the internet to see, instead of relying on me to do it. Clifton Knight! Long time no see, man. How are things going for you?
James, you go from the under.
Currently in Hawaii. Nice. How's the weather out there? Double score obtained. Okay, so if you're scoring, that makes a
Friends went
difference.
inside, but they're not back yet. I told them not to go.
Nice, Christopher.
What is it?
Best rail shooter on Wii is Mad Dog McCree. I actually mainly played that one on PC back in the day. Alright, I've had enough. I'll let this time out. It was blazing hot earlier today. You guys go to Japan for the first time during this deployment. Very nice, man. That's awesome.
The House of the Dead.
Alright. So that is the House of the Dead.
The House of the Dead.
You have to hit Alt F4 to exit. House of the Dead 2, I mean. So, alright. So this next one actually will use my my controller, thankfully. Well, not that I wanted to use a controller on House of the Dead 2 anyway, but yeah. So we're gonna go a little bit more old school on this one. Manx TT sucks. I'm gonna guess Manx TT has always sucked. The big reason is that the controls are just terrible. It's very, very hard to control. Alright, we're going to play the PC version of Ecco the Dolphin. Have you played any other version of Manx TT, Adam? Have you played the Saturn version or arcade game? I always wanted to get it on Saturn, but I never did. And now that I played the PC version, I am assuming the Saturn version's not that good. Unless they just did a really bad job on the PC version. I mean, like, it runs great on PC. It's 60 frames a second. It looks solid, but controls-wise, it's just absolutely terrible. Okay, so we have Ecco the Dolphin here. And this actually plays in full screen. But interestingly... here, I'm going to disable high detail. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show a whole lot because... it runs way too fast when you play it on the normal detail. So these are basically like the Genesis visuals, or close to it. And it just runs way too fast. But you can see how it looks like the Genesis game. So I wanted to show this off just to preface this, because the PC version actually has updated visuals, which is very uncommon for... you know, Genesis to PC ports from the time period. Oh yeah, and some full motion video sequences from Echo 2, Tides of Time, are included in the PC version of this game. This is full motion video you would see in Tides of Time on the Sega CD version. So these are spread out over the course of the game as well. Alright, let me actually just cancel that out. I just wanted to show you that those are there. So you can also do mouse control as well, which is really interesting. I need to actually disable that. So I just hit escape, and now what we're going to do is mouse control off. I need to turn that off. Joystick first. Okay, cool. High detail, and then we're going to go again. What's really cool is you can actually save your progress and then load games as well. So there's no password system in this. It's just save and load, which is very convenient. So we'll just go ahead and start a brand new game. And here we go. Echo with updated graphics. And now I'm playing with my controller. And for some reason, we've got no sound effects. Okay, let me hit escape. Let me make sure the sound effects are working. Option, yeah, sound effects. This is really weird. I'm gonna restart the computer. Actually, we've been bouncing from game to game. We might just need a refresh. It's really weird the sound effects weren't playing. Stumped how to play it. So in the very beginning of the game, Mario, you need to swim and jump really high into the air. That's how you start the game. I'll show you in a minute. And then after that, you have to talk to dolphins. You got to find crystals, which unlock other crystals that block your way. You can ram into fish to eat them, to get life back. You have an oxygen meter. And when that runs out, you die. So you need to always constantly go and find air. It's like a... You know, if this was a platformer, it would be considered a puzzle platformer. There are lots of puzzle elements in this game. But since it's not a platformer, but still side-scrolling, and you can go in all 8 directions, you know, it's an interesting game. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. I might have been able to fix it just by restarting the game, but see, just like that, Mario. You jump high into the screen or high into the air. And then you come here, and that's the first level. And there are various dolphins and other, sea creatures that you can talk to. I think this is full motion video right there, so I don't want to do that. Let's talk to him. We can jump over that. You can actually double tap to speed up in this, and I didn't know you could do that until just the other day. I don't know if you can do that in the Genesis version. I don't remember doing that, but it's been a while since I played the Genesis or Sega CD versions. So here's some fish. If you've lost any health, like say if you hit spikes like these. Top bar in the top left is your life. And what's weird about this version, it actually doesn't make a sound when you get hurt. So, but then you can eat fish to get your health back. So you can just dash into them. Yeah, and we talked to this whale. Perhaps the Big Blue will help you. And the Big Blue is this huge whale that you have to find. And you run into him later on in the game. Dudley's never played any Ecco game. Yeah, you should try it sometime. And that's Big Blue. Echo's like, I understand. Oh, apparently I can't. Okay, I have to hit enter to exit that. Alright, so crystals like these, you can rub up against them, and then they basically give you a key that unlocks another crystal later on. So it's, you know, it's basically got key hunting, like in, you know, a lot of other games. Those jellyfish are kind of annoying. And then with the key, you find the other crystal. And then you use your sonar to unlock it. It should be right. There it is. Alright, cool. Alright, so level 2 is done. This is a big game, though. It takes a while to go through. So we actually start off here with the key. And then you also have these clams that you can shoot them. And they open up. The gray bubbles that appear is usually health or oxygen. I don't remember. It's probably oxygen. No, it's probably health. They can also do red ones which hurt you, so you have to be careful about that. Still trying to get the hang of the controls in this version. They are a tad bit different from the Genesis game. Yeah, like those hurt me. Yeah, they give you health back. Okay. Swim slowly past 8 arms. 8 arms is a octopus that you run into later. So I'm gonna actually let that fall. Let's try this. God, I keep speeding up with the double tap. It's really annoying. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the double tap in this game. The Genesis version, I'm pretty sure you just hold down a button to go faster. But in this, you have to double tap. And it's very easy to double tap, though. By accident. Can I not go back? Great, I can't go back, so we're gonna drown. I don't know why that relocked itself. So we're gonna run out of oxygen. Yeah. The problem with the double tap is that you need to move very slowly in a lot of cases. There we go. There's oxygen. That's right. You don't die immediately when you run out of air. You just start losing life. Okay. That's good. Good to know. You may not pass yet. Did I miss the key? Now I'm beginning to wonder if the game glitched out. Oh, no. I see. I went the wrong way. I didn't even realize I was there. Yeah, so there should be a key over here. There we go. Come on, Echo. Squeeze through here. Alright, all my health is back. May not pass yet. Alright, this is 8 arms right here. So you need to go past him really slow. Otherwise he attacks you. Alright. And yet another key. So many keys on this level. The levels get very complex, and I think that's another reason why I've never bothered to finish this game. Is that it's a lot to learn. It's a lot to take in. You know, when I was much younger and had, you know... Well, I should say when I was much younger and had a whole lot less to worry about. You know, I enjoyed spending a lot of time with Echo, but it's been a game I've always wanted to finish, but I've never been able to bring myself to really dedicate the time. 2D games with big open environments like Echo, especially with puzzle elements and stuff like that, usually aren't my thing. Nice, Deadly. Yeah, just play the Sega CD version. You don't need the PC version. It's cool having like the upgraded graphics, but the console version plays better. You know. So just stick with that. You're fine. I mean, if you really want to collect the PC version, go for it, but, you know, you don't need it to enjoy the games. Alright, so you want to sit behind these rocks to... Oh, come on. I messed up. So you have to sit behind those rocks to actually make your way down. Okay, let me come back up here. Yeah, the dash is really hurting me right now. I keep dashing by accident. Yeah, and so for anyone that's never played this version before, this is actually using the Sega CD soundtrack, which is really cool. Great, great soundtrack. Probably one of the best CD soundtracks from that era, to be honest with you. Like, no joke. It's really, really solid. Very moody. Still holds up very well for this kind of environment. Oh, come on. Yeah, that feels very glitchy too. Trying to follow these rocks isn't working too well. Alright, I give up. Let's come on over here. See what's over here. So again, you can use a map too by using your sonar, then holding down the button, and then you can sort of see a map around you. So that's actually really important. There's a pod there. We have to actually find them. There's actually a dolphin in the beginning we should have talked to. Talk to everyone in this game, by the way. If you ever play Echo, you need to talk to everyone. Otherwise you'll get lost and not understand what you're supposed to be doing. So there we go. Wild currents trapped my pod below. Please save them. I'm too weak from the storm. The storm was the thing that happened in the beginning. So yeah, we should be using that map much more often too. I think I actually have to go back down below. It's all coming back to me. The last time I played Echo, this was as far as I made it, and then I just kind of gave up. But back in the day, I made it much, much farther. Alright, let's see where we are. Trying to get that rock to respawn. There it is. Okay. So I have to go farther down. Mario has Echo on Genesis. Oh no, not again. So I'm constantly jumping out of the water just to replenish my oxygen. Okay. Pause. CD music is restarting. There we go. No! This is so aggravating. Yeah, it's been a while since I played the Genesis or Sega CD ones. I don't know if these rock physics are just borked in the PC version, but I don't recall ever having this much trouble in those versions. If anyone else out there has played the console versions, let me know if you struggle with these rocks too. Yeah, Gary, let me know what you think of it, man, when you do it. I don't know if that's the one that I have the key for already. I don't think it is. Alright, so let's go back to the beginning. That's where I'm trying to go. They do, Joseph. It's the blue meter on the bottom set of bars on top. Hey, JD, welcome back. Oh, it's multiples. Okay. I thought it was only one. Alright. So now we take this guy out here. And it's back with its mother. Come on. Nice. Okay. Let's see where we are. Alright, looks like there's a key up here. Okay, it does that one. Another key. Oxygen. All right, second pod. I don't know if there's a third one. That might have been the one I was looking at earlier. Yeah, there's probably another one too. I see a key down below. No, that's where I was already. But there's a key here. Oh, come on. Alright, let's come here. Okay. Maybe this one is for this crystal below. I don't know. Yep, it is. Oh. That might be the last one. Thank you. I'll give you a song to confuse jellyfish. So I don't know if... so later on in the game, you actually get physical attacks with your sonar. So one involves you doing, like, starting your dash attack, and then doing your sonar immediately after, and then it'll basically hurt enemies. Yeah, Leo, I want to get Ecco 2 on Sega CD again, just so I can have the music. Yeah, so now I can kill these guys with my sonar. You have to do dash and then sonar. Sonar by itself won't do it. Yeah, it really is, Dudley. It's very nice. Ah, come on. Alright, I think it's here. And there we go. It is Office, but it's more dangerous because if you mess up your dash, you'll take damage. So now you can shoot them from long range with your sonar, but you have to dash first to do it. See? You can dash like that, but it's risky. Oh, jeez. This is better for sharks, too. Misclick? No. I get a lot of downvotes these days. It's pretty normal now. I was looking at my Contra Hardcore video the other day and it has 4 downvotes. Like, what are those? I don't know. I don't get it myself, personally. I don't know. That Let's Play in particular, I actually probably don't think was all that great, but... 4 downvote bad? I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad. Oh, whatever. But yeah, no, I get people downloading every single video I upload now. I don't know who it is. But thanks for the interaction, people. I always tell people, you know, if you're just gonna perpetually downvote everything I do, just because, out of spite, you know, you're just helping me. You're not hurting me, you're helping me. So, you know, if you want to hurt me, then you gotta do something else, because that's not a way to do it. YouTube likes interaction, whether it's good or bad. Yes, we need to actually shoot these things over and scoot them into these blocks that can be destroyed by them, but that's later. I got another pod here. We're probably gonna end this game here in a couple minutes. Oh yeah, it's to get stupid respawning block. Yeah, I mean comments in general help. Although really nasty comments that are pretty disrespectful, I just delete. I don't let them stay. I'm all for, like, you know, constructive criticism that's conveyed in a, you know, respectable manner. But if you're gonna be a complete asshole about it, then just go screw off. You know. It's not like I'm doing this for a living. And even if I was, I don't know if I would leave comments like that still. Okay, I don't think I need this anymore. Yeah, I don't. Well, it's not always that they're disliking it because it's hardcore, Carlos. They could dislike it because they don't like how I made the video, or how I, you know, how my commentary came off, or the style of video. I still get idiots that stumble upon my Let's Plays and say, God, gameplay was great, but the talking ruined it for me. Like, upload one that doesn't have talking. I'm like, it's a Let's Play. It's like, it's talking is just expected in a Let's Play. And then look at my channel name. It's gameplay and talk. It's right in the title. So to like comment negatively and then downvote it because there's talking in my video, dude, you're the idiot that clicked on it. You saw my channel name before clicking on it. That's just some of the stuff we have to deal with on YouTube here. I've just stopped explaining it to those types of people too. I just like, you know, I see it, I read it, I move on. I used to explain it to people like, hey, if you want to just game like a full long play, search for a long play. Don't search for a Let's Play. If you see a Let's Play pop up in search, don't click on it. You've probably got a lot of other choices. You know? Just use your brain. I don't know. People on the internet just seem to not want to use their brains. Ever. And that's disappointing. Man, this music is so peaceful. Remember when I was younger, I used to just put this on while I was doing other creative things. It's good stuff. Okay, what are the other... Okay, I think I went a little too far. Are we talking about trolls? I just came in from work. A little bit, Game Eagle. Not a lot. Just, JD had mentioned, like, someone had already downloaded the video. The stream, I mean. And I was just telling him, like, it's pretty normal for my stuff now. Oh, they're right here. Duh. Okay. This game kind of gives you anxiety. That's a hard game. But if this game gives you anxiety, Office, I would probably get that checked on. Because you probably shouldn't get anxiety from playing a 16-bit video game. moving a bunch of pixels across the screen. Stop playing the game and just talk already. Alright, I'm trying to think. I should probably just switch games. What's that arrow for? I have no idea. Alright, I'm thinking I should probably go deeper. I wouldn't mind actually finishing this level though. We've already gotten 2 of those pods, and I probably just need 1 more. I really like the updated graphics though. Ecco looks really smooth. They probably used his same sprite from Tides of Time. Oh yeah, we kind of trapped ourselves. We had to do this again. I do wish they had the damage sound when you took a hit. I know it was kind of annoying for some people, but really, I liked knowing when I took a hit. Like it was obvious. Oh, come on. There we go. I just have to do this a little bit slower. At the very beginning of the game, yeah. Everyone gets sucked away. Can't remember if this is where I've been. Yeah, there's another one up there. Okay. I feel like we're going in the right direction if we've got this guy here again. Whoa! Slow down, Ecco. Alright, CD pause. Office is like, that octopus is so huggable. What are these guys? That's strange. Figured that would have led me to something more important if the octopus was there. Yeah, I knew it was gonna make me do this. I knew it. I had a feeling. When I saw that rock, I was like, oh no. It's gonna make me do it. It's gonna make me do this. Push this past the octopus. Ow, watch out. Whoa, why did, what? Why did you do that? No, up. Alright, I need this first. Crap, we have to do it all over again. You're a dolphin, Office, not a human underwater. Come on, man. No need to freak out. Dude, why does it keep doing that? That's aggravating. I don't know how to handle this now. You gotta be kidding me, man. Alright, this is just annoying now. Alright, Echo. You've tested my patience. I don't know if that's a PC version issue or not. I'll play the Sega CD version sometime in the future, and we'll see if it's any better in terms of like the physics. I don't know why like that set of stars kept going diagonally to the top left, even though I was shooting directly straight up. That was very aggravating. Ugh. Alright guys, I'm gonna actually take a restroom break. I'll be back in a minute. We did Daytonas on the last stream, Carlos. We're not doing Daytona tonight. If you look in the description, you'll see every game that we might do tonight, and that's it. Nothing more, probably nothing less. So I will be right back, guys. Where is our furry queen? She's out in the living room sleeping. Alright, what did I just put in? Oh, that's right. Manx TT Superbike. So I don't think Adam is still out there, but he had asked about this game.
Sega Manx TT Superbike.
Alright, so we hit enter. And yeah, nothing too crazy here. Just go straight to arcade mode. We've got 2 courses, and that's it.
Please select manual or automatic transmission.
And the controls are absolutely terrible in this game. It's really bad.
3, 2, 1, go!
So I'm not going to do first person. So I'm just constantly tapping to the left or right as I'm playing. And it's very easy to oversteer in this and then just slam into a wall. This is a pretty common game on PC. So if anyone's interested in trying this out, you know, it is pretty cheap. Just a few bucks. This is one of the cheaper ones, I believe. But I don't really recommend it. Ow, see, like, look at that. That was just because of poor controls. That wasn't me. Like, it takes forever for your guy to actually start turning, and that's the issue. But compared to, say, the Saturn version, it runs at twice the resolution. You know, so it's about 640 by 480 as opposed to 320 by 240 or whatever. It definitely looks nice and crisp. And if you have a 3DFX graphics card, apparently it's got a 3DFX, you know, graphics mode. You know, glide. So it probably smooths out all the textures and whatnot. It probably looks even better. I'd like to see that version, but I don't have a 3DFX card in here. And I wouldn't put a 3DFX card in here anyway, because none of them are as powerful as the Radeon GPU I have in here. So it wouldn't be worth the trouble. Ah. Yeah, and every time you touch a wall, just like, you know, most racing games, you slow down.
Passing the checkpoint. Passing the checkpoint.
Look at how smooth these guys go around the corners. I don't have that advantage. I'm just bouncing all over the track. Oh, see, like, let's look at that. I just oversteered and slammed right into the wall. This is why I don't recommend this version of the game. Now, it might be different if you have a steering wheel on PC, but if you're using a keyboard or if you're using a D-pad, it's not a good experience. You know what I should do is I actually have a Microsoft Sidewinder. I need to hook it up and get it working because that's an analog joystick. And so I could use it for something like this.
Please select a course. Please select manual or automatic transmission.
Would you like to play manual and complicate your really terrible controls even more? No thank you, I'm good. I'm playing it first. For playing in first person just makes it worse. This is a much more thin track. Yeah, so for anyone that has played the Sega Saturn version, let me know how it controls. Like, back in the day, this was a game I always wanted to play because I knew it was by Sega. Sega's arcade races are usually pretty good. He just slid out. Why did he slide out? I mean, I don't mind it. If they keep doing that, I'll take it. This is a long course, too. Ah. Yeah, so this game came out, I think, around a similar time as something like, I think, Motor Racer? Is that what it's called? Really decent motorcycle game on PS1 and PC. And even with the D-pad, it controls great. Like, it's really solid. I highly recommend it if you haven't played it. This is not Road Rash. Sega has never made a Road Rash game. Remember, this is a Sega PC game stream. Not a EA game stream. This is Manx TT Superbike, which I believe was an arcade game. I'm guessing it was an arcade game. And then it was ported to Saturn and PC. I was trying to control. I was trying to turn left and right, and it just wasn't letting me. Yeah, one of the big problem with the steering in this game is that your bike doesn't actually start moving until you're almost completely leaned over. So like all these little baby taps, they barely do anything. It's a really bad way to implement steering for digital controls. Maybe it works better on analog, I don't know. But I would think probably not, because like even just like dipping down halfway doesn't really do anything. You have to dip down all the way to the side of the track, or yeah, to really actually start turning. Just very poor controls. Very poor turning mechanics. Which makes you just fight with the movement. See, like, it's awful. Oh, Cruisin' 64's handling is just like pure bliss compared to this game. Oh, Moto Racer, that's it. That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, Road Rash was by EA. It was also on 3DO, PlayStation, Sega CD, PC. They had follow-ups on N64 and PS1. Well, actually, the original came on a PS1 as well, and Sega Saturn. Yeah, I mean, the series started off on the Genesis, but it was, you know, it was on more systems than just that. Let's try this PC mode.
Racing mode. Please select a bike.
I'll take the one with the best handling, thank you.
Please select manual or automatic transmission. Get ready to race. 3, 2, 1, go! Passing the checkpoint. Passing the checkpoint.
Alright, I've had enough. I hit F1 too. F1 is help in a lot of these games. Alright. Well, that's Manx TT Superbike. It's, like I said, I don't really recommend it. It probably could have been a really fun game, but the controls are just really terrible in this game. It's just not a fun experience. It's definitely one of those titles that I kind of regret buying. But you know, I don't regret buying it because like I was gonna show it off on stream anyway. That's kind of the purpose of buying all these games. But now that I'm probably never gonna play it again, I'm disappointed that I bought it. All right. So this one is significantly less interesting. We'll just play this for a couple of minutes. I just wanted to show it off. This is the Sega Puzzle Pack. I want to say they're probably, for some of these games, using the exact same emulator as the Sega Smash Pack. So one of the games on here is Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Alright, so one of them is, again, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. And let's see if we can go to control options here. Controlled by joystick. Alright, start game. So this is just an emulated, well, this is a Sega Genesis emulator. That's a part of this. We're actually playing the Genesis version of the game with 20-year-old emulation. Halo did have a PC port, yep. It doesn't rock on this machine. This machine just can't handle it. Well, we will stream that sometime. Probably on my Windows 7 machine. Alright, it's a Puyo Puyo. Or I mean, Mean Bean Machine. Are you judging me, Vance? So yeah, it's Puyo Puyo, if you guys have never played it before, is, you know, you match 4 of the same color. The idea is to try to get chains, where you clear one group of colors, and then have other colors fall onto the group below, which causes chains. And it's honestly kind of difficult to get stuff set up, personally speaking. But yeah, they're fun games. They're good. So like this will be a chain. This will be 2 chains actually. 3 actually. 4! And then he's dead. That was actually really good. You bet I am judging you. Yeah, was Mean Bean Machine on one of the Sega Genesis consoles? Sega Genesis Mini consoles? One of the games models. You're the mini console guru. So when an opponent makes a chain, he'll throw these clear bubbles at you, which fills up your playfield. And as long as you clear, you know, blocks out around those clear ones, they'll disappear. Oh, that's bad. That's good. I was actually playing the Nintendo 64 Puyo Puyo games on stream just a few weeks ago. And that was actually kind of interesting because, you know, none of those, I don't believe any of those came out in North America on N64, which is kind of a bummer because they're pretty solid. Okay, we're screwed. Oh, I just, yeah, we're definitely screwed now. I messed that up big time. Yep, dead. Okay. So that's one game in the puzzle pack. Now what's interesting is the rest of the games aren't using this, you know, Genesis simulation. Actually, Columns 3 might. Let's see. I don't know if this is just ported. Okay, it is the Genesis version. Okay. So we'll play this for a second. The last game on the configuration is actually kind of interesting because it's not Genesis simulation. I think it was just created for PC for this package. All right. Apparently reversing a spider. Alright, so I've never actually played Columns 3. So I'm not sure if there are any extra gameplay mechanics that, you know, aren't in the original Columns game. But basically, Columns, you match 3 of a kind in any direction. Left to right, up to down, diagonally, doesn't matter. And then, you know, again, the idea is to get chains as well. I've always really enjoyed the original Columns. It's just a good, like, chill out kind of game. Not too stressful. Oops, I messed that up. There we go. That's fine. That spider is much better at this than I am. Oops. So apparently I have, items? Oh, the magic bell clears everything, apparently. Okay. This is kind of annoying, actually. Because the spider will, eventually... It's like cancel out whatever set of blocks I have. That's kind of aggravating. Oops, I messed that up. Yeah, he did it again. And that's that. Press the A or C button to activate your crush attack. No, it doesn't, actually. But I hit start and activated one of these. So I just wasted them. But, you know, that's good enough for me. The idea is just to kind of show off this game. I really don't actually feel like playing columns. Or for me and the machine. I want to play more action games. So the last one is Lose Your Marbles. That's the last game on the puzzle pack. My ears. Let's check out these options. Let's try mouse. So I will say, the game's not bad, but it's not really, it's, I don't know. It's just one of those games. But it's on this pack, so I'll show it to you. We are definitely a skill 1. Alright, so you basically scroll these up and down and match 3 on the middle line. And I think that's pretty much the whole game. Now, nice little chill game your grandma would play. Can I even do anything? I don't think I can. Okay, now I can. Yeah, very simple puzzle game, actually. I mean, this is pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else to it. Obviously, you want to try to get, you know, as long a chains as possible. That's a 4-way. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad game. It's just not really something that I would probably come back to regularly. I probably would have had fun with it back in the day. Yeah. It's on the Sega Puzzle Pack for PC. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Oh yeah, you can cycle them. Oops. Yeah, you hit spacebar to cycle them apparently. And apparently you can use the mouse as well, which I had it configured for, but it's super awkward. Yeah, really, really awkward. There you go. Lose your marbles. Our marbles have been lost. We have lost our marbles. All right. What time is it? 12:22. We have about an... yeah. All right, these are the last two games, guys. We will, I haven't done a fighting game in a while, so do Last Bronx. I know people want to see that. The PC version has fully 3D backgrounds, unlike the Saturn version. Okay, let's go straight into arcade mode. So I played as her the other day, so I'll try to play as her again. So yeah, the big difference between this and the Saturn version is that this has fully polygonal backgrounds, which the Saturn version is a little more like Virtua Fighter 2. Or it's kind of like flat 2D backgrounds. I think like Fighting Vipers, it sort of has the infinite floor, but you're still locked into the arena. I am not very good at this game. I've never really been able to learn the moves and combos and whatnot. And I tried learning them on the PC the other day, but there's no dedicated, like, free training mode where you can just sit in an arena and just bash at your opponents all day long. There is a training mode, but you have to go through a set of moves, and it forces you to do each one before you can move on. It's not the kind of practice mode I want. I want to just be able to sit in an arena and just practice randomly, like in Fighting Vipers. Speaking of which, that's a game that should have gotten a PC port. That was an awesome game on Saturn. One of my favorites. But with her, you can do down forward and punch, and she'll do this uppercut. It seems like a lot of characters have that kind of move. And then you can do like a string. What I find about this game, though, it feels a little more sluggish than, like, Fighting Vipers or Virtua Fighter 2. Though it's a little weird for me to play. Your moves come out slower, which is nice. It's easier for me to block opponents' attacks. But it also doesn't feel as responsive. Oh, come on. Yeah, this one doesn't recognize my controller either, so we have to actually play with the keyboard, unfortunately. Finisher. Fatality. Dude, she can throw me from like halfway across the screen. That's just garbage, man. Bad throwing mechanics. Look at that. She starts her throw animation like well off of me. Ugh. Dude, that doesn't happen in Virtua Fighter or Tekken. Lucky. Oh, I missed that juggle. It seems like various characters might have different weight properties because she launches the opponent way higher into the air than the previous one. But no, like that one, maybe there are different properties for like counter hits. Like if I manage to do the uppercut while they're trying to attack me, they go higher into the air. I don't know. I like that subway going by, and that's cool. Wow, that's powerful. Ugh. It'd be funny if this was like an homage to Virtua Cop. and like you saw terrorists running around in the background, and then the Virtua cops came in and shot them down, and then moved on. That'd be funny. Ah, I keep releasing block too soon. Thank you. Wow, I tried throwing from too far away. I missed, and then she grabbed me. That was not powerful at all. I'm really struggling with this game. Everything is so slow. I know there are fans of this game, but I'm just, I've never been able to get into it. I'll have to try the Saturn version again, see if there's a more dedicated practice mode, kind of like fighting Vipers. Instead of having to hit, you know, start on the player 2 controller to just beat up on them, to learn various moves and whatnot. Well, there goes half my health bar. I was gonna say, isn't a mallet a little unfair? And then I realized I had size in my hands. John Smith is really late. You missed most of the stream, John. I don't know, Last Bronx might be fun at like high-level play with two really experienced players, but that is not me. And playing against a computer, crap like that is just really annoying. Tool concert? Well, it sounds like you had the better night, man. I want to go to a Tool concert. Dude, you know, I still haven't listened to their latest album. I bought it on day one and just haven't gotten around to it yet. And I was hyped for it too. Nice. Nice, Deadly. Good to hear, man. It's like a very similar to a background in fighting Vipers. You fight at an airport in that game too. Suke is back. Back in time. I was wondering if you were still here, because I know you like this game. Suke likes lots of weird things. Like Castlevania. Harmony of Dissonance. I just realized this game is really like... Some of these games have odd resolutions and get cropped off the top of the screen. On my capture anyway. There we go. Ooh, like crunch sound. Ah. Dude, why does that do so much damage? Is it because I'm not wearing a badass bandana? The character's defense is lower? It's not even a counter hit, it's just a regular hit. He just hits me with his forehead and there goes half my life. Alright, I've had enough of this game. There you go, guys. Last Bronx. Yay. 3 backgrounds, whoop-de-doo. You can tell I'm just thrilled by this point. We might have to play some more Sega Rally 2 at the end, just to feel good again as we end the stream. Hey, Suke, you want a copy of Last Bronx PC? I'll send it to you. Alright, this will be fun, though. We're going to play some Sega Bass Fishing. Alright, let me exit out of that. I want to try something real quick. I think this requires a CD. Yeah. Damn it. I thought I had patched it to not use the CD. Yeah, we're not going to be able to play Touring Car because it's got that copyrighted Japanese music. Japanese pop music. J-pop. Alright, never added a shortcut in here, apparently. All right. This is gonna be goofy.
Sega.
And the voice acting in this might actually be even better than House of the Dead 2 or Zombies Revenge. It's really, really Ah, it's something. It's something to behold. Isn't that edgy music too? I love how sloppy all this animation is too. And this was just like normal for back then. Well, I mean, fishing, yeah, it is a first JD, but this is arcade fishing. Trust me, it is nothing like a real fishing simulator. I did not play it with the Dreamcast. Actually, I did play it with the Dreamcast fishing controller a couple years ago. Then I ended up selling all that stuff, so I don't have it anymore.
Welcome to Lake Paradise. Select an area.
Let's do the lodge. So, this is an arcade fishing game. You need to catch stuff as quickly as possible before your time runs out.
Lodge area.
Listen to that. Lodge area.
Enjoy your fishing.
Enjoy your fishing.
Select the lure. Select the casting point.
Okay. So we hit the cast. And then I can use the shoulder keys, which it, funny enough, maps to, which is really cool. Okay. Now we have to use the D-pad to try to maneuver him around. So the idea is to get up to 11 pounds of fish. So that was 1 pound. So again, you need to do this quickly. Oh, that's a big one. Latch onto it. There we go. Okay, so you have to make sure the line doesn't break. Got it. That's a big one. That might be like 10 pounds.
This one's huge.
This one's huge. Okay, it was only 7 pounds, but he looked like a 10 pounder. It must be random. Alright, let's go over here. You can see the fish in the water if you look closely. Should still be 1 pound, yeah. And you just need one more, and that's it.
Time bonus.
He sounds like he's saying Heim bonus, not time bonus. Heim. Oh, this is a big one. I just need a small one. Got it.
Okay, an average size. Good job. You've got a special lure. Lodge area cleared. Go to next area. Cape area.
This voice acting, man.
Enjoy
wow.
fishing. Select the lure. Select the casting point.
Yeah, and it kind of sucks that your time actually starts. It starts like before you even cast. Or before you even, yeah. We need 13 pounds, but we only started off with a minute on this level. So they don't give you much time at all. The fish can get away too.
Okay, an average size. Good job. I'm bonus.
That's not good. We just wasted a bunch of time. Alright, hurry up, dude.
Time's up.
And that's it.
Come on. Try it again. Ready?
Sure, we'll just continue.
Start. Hit bonus. Be careful.
There was a PS2 version of this game? I didn't know that.
Okay, an average size. Good job. I'm bonus. It's coming near. Fish. Hit bonus. Turn the rod right. Be careful with the tension. Turn the rod right. Turn the rod left.
Come on.
Turn the rod left. No mistake. Turn the rod right. Be careful. Oh, a big one. You've got a special lure. Cape area
Buzzbait.
cleared. Go to next area. Inlet area. Inlet area. Enjoy your
That sounds like Arnold. Arnold.
select the lure. Select the casting point. It's coming near. Hook it. Fish. Lower the rod. Lower the rod. Lower the rod. Be careful with the tension. Turn the rod right. Turn the rod right. Be careful. Oh, a big one! I'm bonus. Fish! Bonus! Lower the rod! Be careful.
All right. Yeah, they don't give you that much time. You got to do this just perfectly if you want to do this without continuing. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and just reset.
Time's up. Come on, try it again.
That's a tiny one. No, I don't want it. I want a big one.
Good job. I'm bonus.
All right, another one.
Hit bonus. Be careful. Oh, a big one.
5 pounds. Okay.
Rank in. You've got a special lure. Inland area cleared. Go to next area. The palace.
Catch a super
Enjoy
bass.
fishing.
This doesn't look like a palace to me, but okay.
Select the lure. Select the casting point.
This place is kind of cool. Oh, there's a big one. I got it.
Wow, record size! A record-breaking size for this lake. You cleared all the areas. The biggest bass you caught. Grandmaster, your bass fishing technique is great. Please enter your name.
I'm a bass pro. It only took 3 continues. Yeah, this one actually didn't cost me much at all. It was like $8 for a big box copy of it. I got the box and everything with it. If you play it on Dreamcast, it's very cheap as well. It's like a $5 game or less, because I don't know, they sold a lot of them apparently, and it was re-released as a Sega All-Stars title, so there's a lot of copies out there. So if you want to play this and you don't have a PC, you can also play it on Dreamcast. Carlos said it was released on PS2. I didn't know that. So if you got a PS2, you can look into that as well. I think this was also one of the games on the Sega Dreamcast collection a couple years back.
Thank you for playing.
The voice acting, man.
Game over.
It's so somber. Hey, Ronnie, I take it you made it to Seattle safely?
Sega.
Mark, just be patient. You'll see it in a minute. Use your eyeballs. You don't need to ask 3 times. Top Angler Bass Fishing came out on the GameCube. See, there you go, Mark. Sega Bass Fishing. Got it. We gotta pronounce it like the announcer. Sega Bass Fishing. Sega Bass Fishing. Sega Bass Fishing. That's how the game would say it. Something like that. All right, guys. I'm super tired today, and now I'm super hungry again. So I'm gonna get out of here. That was the last game I had to show off anyway. So that is Sega Bass Fishing for the PC. It's a good port. It's definitely good. It's like Sega Rally 2, where it's solid. I was just using the gamepad to play it, and it played perfectly fine. So, but that's gonna do it for me. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. It was a shorter stream, even though we showed off a bunch of games. A lot of these games are kind of short, or don't have a lot of meat to them, like Manx TT Superbike. So, but yeah, if you're interested in checking out other Sega PC titles, I have a previous archive. I'll try to list it in the description box. And yeah, so if you want to see some other titles, that was a long stream. We demonstrated a lot of titles in that one. So yeah, check that out if you want to check out some other Sega titles. I'm gonna try to pick up a few others. Like, I want to get the bug games. I want to get. Hold on a second. I'm about to sneeze. Yeah, I want to try to get like the bug games. I want to get Virtual On. That's a big one for me. Adam had mentioned Typing of the Dead. It wouldn't hurt to get that. That would be definitely fun to play on here. I do have Crazy Taxi, but it doesn't run well in this machine, so it's not really good to show that off. Again, Sega has some kind of kart racer. If I can get Sonic R working, that'd be great. I actually bought that, but can't show it off because it crashes. It crashes on startup. I can't even get into the game. And I'm pretty sure there's some other Sega PC titles that I could show off. So I might think about trying to do a volume 3 of this stream. But yeah, finally got around to volume 2 at least, which I've been meaning to do for a long time. So we'll probably be back next week with something a little more unique. Well, I mean, this was unique too, but I don't know. Just keep an eye out. I've got some ideas for next week, and we'll just see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to stream this Saturday. I've got a Let's Play posted, being posted this Sunday. So it is not exclusive to the Sega Saturn Liberal Arts Guy. There is actually a PC version of Enemy Zero. Sonic City, I would like to do Mario, but I have to get it patched first. Because it's kind of like Baku Baku, where it just plays in a tiny window on this machine. It won't allow me to go full screen. So, but there is a patch for that. I did look that up after the last Sega PC stream. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, Sega Bass Fishing. I'm glad I picked this one up, actually. It was a cheapo. It wasn't very expensive, so it's fun. I should actually later on try to mess around with like the original mode. It's probably a little bit like Hauser did too.
Please enter your name.
I don't know. I'll have to try this some other time. Just not right now. Yeah, tired and hungry. I'm gonna get out of here. So, thanks guys for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Stay tuned for that next Let's Play coming up this Sunday. Patreon backers, if you're on Discord, you can get next week's Let's Play extra early on Discord. It's there right now if you want to see it. For everyone else, it'll be posted on Sunday on Patreon as usual. And, yeah, maybe we can, I don't know, hold on a second. I'm gonna say, maybe I can get, Mario, go check out my previous Sega PC stream, man. I did all that stuff already, dude. It's a big list. Both Daytonas, I did Sega Rally, yeah, go check out the other stream, man. Hold on a second, guys. Come here, Patchouli. Come here, Patchouli. Come on. Come on up. Come on up. There she is.
There you go.
Yep, there she is. Yeah, I figured I'd try. She was out in the living room. You know, it's not too hard to, you know, get her in here. All I have to do is just like poke my head out and go like, hey, you want to come on in here? She looks up and goes, meow. And it just follows me right in. Yeah. Alrighty guys, I am out. Have yourselves a fantastic day or evening wherever you are in the world. And from the both of us, until the next one, take it easy.